Hello YouTube, my name is Scott Perdue. I'm an Amazon author of over 100 books, tons of Christian books, self-help books, all kinds of good stuff on there you can find from me. Anyway, next time you're on Amazon, pull up Scott Perdue in the search bar. All kinds of great books will pull up there. Find some that are interesting to you. They'll change your life. Lots of great wisdom for you on there. Anyway, today I'm going to talk about one of the books I'd written called Promised Land Leadership, Leading an Army Like Joshua. Today's lesson is about the Northern Coalition in the battle at the waters of Merom. Joshua 11, 1 through 15. The Northern Coalition in the battle at the waters of Merom, Joshua 11, 1 through 15, stands as a powerful example of leadership, strategy, and faith in action. As Joshua confronted the coalition of the northern kings led by Jabin of Hazor, he faced an enemy of unprecedented size and strength. This monumental battle illustrates God's role in guiding and empowering leaders, the importance of obedience to divine instructions, and the necessity of faith in fulfilling daunting missions. For modern leaders, this story offers actionable strategies to conquer challenges with a blend of faith, vision, and a decisive leadership. The setting: a coalition of opposition. The northern kings, led by Jabin of Hazor, formed a coalition in response to Israel's growing dominance in the region. This alliance was unprecedented in its scope, gathering a vast army as numerous as the sand on the seashores, Joshua 11:4. The coalition's military resources included horses and chariots, represented a formidable challenge for Israel, whose forces lacked similar technological advantages. Joshua 11, 1 through 15, amplified. When Jabin, king of Hazor, heard about Israel's victories, he sent word to Jabab, king of Madon, and to take king of Shimron, and to the king of Akashaph, and to the kings of the north. They came out with all their armies, a great horde in number, like the sand of the seashore, and with a vast number of horses and chariots. All these kings met together, and they came and camped together at the waters of Merom to fight against Israel. This overwhelming opposition exemplifies the types of challenges leaders face: complex, well-organized resistance that seems insurmountable. For modern leaders, the first lesson is clear. Even the greatest challenges are no match for God's plans. God's assurance of victory. As Joshua prepared to confront this vast coalition, God provided reassurance and direction. Joshua 11:6 amplified. Then the Lord said to Joshua, "Do not be afraid because of them, for tomorrow at this time I will hand them over to Israel slain. You shall hamstring their horses and burn their chariots with fire." The divine command reflects three critical truths for leaders. God is the source of courage. Fear is a natural response to overwhelming challenges, but God's promises instill confidence. Number two, victory requires obedience. God instructed Joshua not only to fight, but also to hamstring the horses and destroy the chariots. Actions that demonstrated dependence on divine power rather than human resources. Number three, God's timing is perfect. The assurance of victory tomorrow highlights the importance of trusting God's timeline. For modern leaders, this verse serves as a reminder to seek God's guidance, trust His promises, and act with confidence even in the face of daunting obstacles. The surprise attack at the waters of Merom. Joshua's response to God's command was immediate and strategic. He led the Israelites' forces on a surprise attack against a coalition camped at the waters of Merom. This element of surprise was crucial in dismantling the enemy's superior forces. Joshua 11:7 amplified. So Joshua and all the people of war with him came against them suddenly by the waters of Merom and attacked them. Leadership lessons from the attack. Number one, preparation is key. While God assured victory, Joshua still had to prepare his army and execute a strategy. Leaders must balance reliance on God with diligent planning. Number two, bold action matters. Joshua's surprise attack demonstrates the importance of decisive leadership. Leaders who act boldly and with confidence can disrupt even the most formidable opposition. Number three, leverage strengths wisely. By acting suddenly, Joshua minimized the enemy's ability to utilize their horses and chariots effectively. Modern leaders can learn to capitalize on their strengths while neutralizing the advantages of their opponents. divine justice and obedience. The aftermath of the battle illustrates the themes of divine justice and complete obedience. Joshua followed God's instruction by hamstringing the horses and burning the chariots, acts that symbolize the reliance on God rather than military technology. Joshua 11:9 Amplified, Joshua did to them as the Lord had told him. He hamstringed their horses and burned their chariots with fire. Furthermore, Joshua captured and destroyed Hazor, the leading city of the coalition, ensuring the complete defeat of the enemy. Joshua 11:10-11 Amplified. Then Joshua turned back at that time and captured Hazor and struck its king with the sword. For Hazor previously was the head of all these kingdoms. They struck all the people who were in it with the edge of the sword, utterly destroying them. There was no one left who breathed, and he burned Hazor with fire. Applications for modern leaders. Number 1, follow through completely. Partial obedience leads to incomplete results. Joshua's thoroughness in following God's commands ensured total victory. Leaders must commit fully to their goals and responsibilities. Trust God over worldly resources. The destruction of the horses and chariots underscores the importance of relying on God rather than human means of power and security. Address the root of resistance. By destroying Hazor, the coalition's center of power, Joshua dismantled the enemy's ability to regroup. Modern leaders must identify and address the core challenges and obstacles to success. Theological themes in the battle. Number 1, God's sovereignty. The victory at the waters of Merom highlights God's control over history and his ability to bring about his purposes regardless of opposition. Joshua 11:15 Amplified. Just as the Lord had commanded his servant Moses, so Moses commanded Joshua, and so Joshua did. He left nothing undone of all that the Lord had commanded Moses. For leaders, this serves as a reminder that success ultimately depends on aligning with God's will. Number 2, faith in action. Joshua's faith in God was demonstrated through bold and immediate action. Leaders who combine faith with initiative can achieve extraordinary outcomes. James 2:17 Amplified. So too, faith, if it does not have works to back it up, is by itself dead, inoperative, and ineffective. Number 3, divine justice. The destruction of Hazor and the defeat of the Northern Coalition reflect God's judgment against persistent wickedness and rebellion. Leaders must pursue justice with humility, recognizing that God's standards are higher than human judgment. Micah 6:8 Amplified. He has told you, O man, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you except to be just, and to love, and to diligently practice kindness, and to walk humbly with your God, setting aside an overblown sense of importance or self-righteousness. Winning strategies for modern leaders. Rely on God's promises. Trust God's assurances and allow his guidance to shape your leadership decisions. Number 2, act decisively. Bold, timely action can turn the tide of seemingly impossible situations. Number 3, execute with precision. Complete obedience and thorough execution of plans lead to lasting success. Number 4, neutralize opponents' advantages. Like Joshua hamstrung the horses, leaders must identify and eliminate the strengths of their opposition. Number 5, lead with integrity. Uphold justice and align your actions with God's principles. Number 6, build a strong team. Joshua's leadership inspired unity and trust among the Israelites, enabling them to face overwhelming odds together. Number 7, celebrate God's sovereignty. Recognize and honor God's role in every victory, cultivating gratitude and humility. Conclusion, leading like Joshua. The battle at the waters of Merom demonstrates that even the greatest challenges can be overcome through faith, obedience, and strategic leadership. Joshua's unwavering trust in God, his ability to inspire his people, and his decisive actions serve as a blueprint for modern leaders seeking to navigate complex challenges. As leaders face their own northern coalitions, whether in business, ministry, or personal endeavors, they can draw inspiration from Joshua's example. By aligning with God's will, acting boldly, and executing plans with integrity and precision, leaders can achieve victories that honor God and fulfill His purposes. Proverbs 3:5-6 Amplified. Trust in and rely confidently on the Lord with all your heart, and do not rely on your own insight or understanding. In all your ways, know and acknowledge and recognize Him, and He will make your paths straight and smooth. Through faith, strategy, and obedience, Joshua demonstrated what it means to lead with purpose and impact. Modern leaders can follow in his footsteps, conquering challenges and achieving success that reflects God's power and glory. All right, well, that concludes this lesson today. Thank you for following me through this video. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Again, next time you're on Amazon, please type in Scott Perdue, search out some of my books, pick up a couple of them. They'll certainly change your life. Anyway, thank you again for following the video. Please like and subscribe to it, and have a blessed day.